BlueSpecs beer review is going to be doing another Samuel Adams beer review. This is Fresh as Hellas. Um, that's an interesting name. Uh, um, nice little label there. That skeleton, or that skull. Um, Fresh as Hellas gets an 83 on Bray Advocate. And the bros haven't reviewed it, and this is 5.4 alcohol by volume with 18 IBUs. So this is a Hellas lager with orange blossom. I'm very interested in trying this. This one is good until August. So, you know, they have the little notches on the bottle, which tell you not when it was made, but when you should drink it by. Um, like some companies will do a date on the bottle, which they will stamp on there. Or the machine will stamp on there, or they will do a little thing at the very bottom corner of the label, and they'll stamp it on that. But I like this way because it doesn't give you an exact date, but it gives you the month, and I do like that. So I'm very interested in trying this. 18 IBUs, so I do like Hellas. I do like Hellas lagers. I do like those. So I think it's kind of similar to a wheat beer, like a Hellas lager is similar to a wheat beer. And not all of those can be good. Not all wheat beers are good and flavorful and delicious, but we'll see what this one is. Nothing down there to speak of. Pour that pretty vigorously, and we're talking about a 3-finger spongy whitehead. And this is clear with sporadic bubbles and with a golden appearance. Yeah. And I guess what I meant is I'm not meaning to say that Hellas lagers are wheat beers are not the same thing, but sometimes companies will make products that kind of makes those two styles run together. So it's not like I'm not trying to say that they're the same thing, because they're totally not. But sometimes companies will make a product that makes them sort of, or make products that make those two well-defined styles run together. So that's what I was meaning to say. The head has reduced significantly. Well, not significantly. It's still kind of fluffy and some lacing there. So I'll dump the rest of it in here. All right, and we have a dark golden appearance. Let's go ahead and get a smell on this. I'm not getting a whole lot. I think my nose might be messed up because I do have a sort of sickness happening. I'm not picking up a whole lot. Maybe some malt, but I'm not really picking up a ton here. Let's go ahead and dive in to the taste here. Okay. Sorry, I got home from work and I haven't really had nicotine a lot today, and I have stopped the smoking. So, I mean, that's kind of dull to me. Um, I, and I kind of thought that when I poured this. I mean, to me, sometimes it can seem like, and this is not always the case, but in some craft beers or even just some craft mass-produced beers, like I consider Sam Adams like quasi craft beer because they do make some interesting beers. but they're still mass produced. So they're quasi sort of not quite, but sort of. Um, and I think that sometimes when you have a craft beer or a quasi craft beer, now if that look like this, that they have it's sort of kind of clear, especially when it's a house lager or if it's a wheat beer or something or whatever, even an IPA, and it looks like that. It can sometimes taste dull. Now American lagers, macro lagers, those don't taste dull to me. Just some people don't like that taste. But what I'm getting, sort of a white bread crust and a white bread, and that's kind of it. I mean, it's just like some slight maltiness, and that's really it. I'm not even picking up the orange blossom personally. Um, so I don't really know what to think about this one. I mean, it's kind of just meh. Meh. I mean, it's not a whole lot to it. It's just kind of, eh. And I hate to keep saying that, but that's just kind of how I'm feeling. And this is a Helles lager, but lagers can still have flavor too. Lagers can still have a good amount of flavor. Now, if we're talking about a lager and not a Helles lager, if we're talking about a lager, um, Miller High Life or Miller Genuine Draft or Budweiser, those lagers have some good flavor. A lot of people don't like those flavors, but they have good flavor and they're not dull. This is duller than any of those, in my opinion. Um, it does have some initial malty bread crust, bread, white bread sort of thing going on, and then it kind of goes away, and there's not a whole lot left there. And that's really it. Not really phased by this one. The mouthfeel is light, dry, and I don't know. It does have some good flavor, and the flavor that is there is good. Um, but I'm not a huge fan of this one just because it doesn't have. There's not much there to talk about. It has malts and white bread crust. Mostly, what I get my impression of it is the white bread crust. And I've had that before, and I've had that in beers that have a lot of other things to it. I don't even taste the orange blossom or whatever. Um, so I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a B minus just because it doesn't have a whole lot there for me to think about. And I know I've been thinking about this for 8 minutes now, thinking about how dull it is. I'm sorry about that. Let me know what you think about Fresh as Helles, and thank you.